Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 125th episode of Don't Forget the Popcorn. No matter what I say in this review, I still have hero fatigue, especially with Marvel. We all got our opinions on Disney, and they are all likely valid in one way or another, but I think most can agree the Marvel machine has been a little rusty since Endgame. I haven't been excited for a Marvel movie in years, and for a good reason. I think Guardians 3 was the last good Marvel movie to drop, and I won't lie, I was a little shocked at how much I liked it. But James Gunn rarely misses. All the OGs are gone. Downey Jr., Evans, Ruffalo, Hemsworth, Johansson, Brenner, and we are here with a new batch of heroes and villains, and it's up to us to decide if we want to get to know these guys or not. Now look here, let me make this abundantly clear. I am not a comic nerd, nor do I claim to know a lot about them, or anything like that. But I am a movie nerd and have watched a shit ton of comic content. So I'm coming to you as a film fan, not a comic fan. That brings us here to 2025, a world where we haven't seen an Avengers movie in 6 years. One of the most bittersweet endings to a beloved era. Man, y'all remember seeing Avengers Assemble in theaters over 10 years ago? That was such a great time in life and in the movies, but now we've watered down the product so much it barely gets you high anymore, or at least until now. This brings me to our topic of today, the new Avengers, aka Thunderbolts, 2025, directed by Jake Schreier. Now, I won't lie, I didn't even want to see this shit. I saw most of the stuff that led to this, that god-awful Black Widow movie, and I've even watched some of them damn TV shows. Now, I just don't have that care or patience to watch any of this stuff now, but I do like that we aren't unfamiliar with these characters on the screen. As much as I love James Gunn's Suicide Squad from like 4 years ago, I had no idea who the characters were. Here we have some new faces if you haven't been keeping up. The movie stars Florence Pugh, Louis Pullman, David Harbour, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Wyatt Russell, Sebastian Stan, and Olga Kurylenko. Alright, so let's talk about this thing. First thing I gotta say is, it's not doing a damn thing we haven't seen before recently. Nothing at all. The movie is very unoriginal and follows a basic Marvel formula. Now, I say all this and you may think it's a knock, but it's actually a compliment. They do all the crap that's worked before, and in a time where Marvel is losing fans and money faster than P. Diddy, they needed to make something safe, and that's why they did. With a $180 million price tag, they needed to make something that fans could just start the summer off right with. We all know the real movie out now is Sinners, but if you want something fun and a little more mindless, I gotta say, this isn't a bad way to go. The story is as simple as they come. A group of rogue agents have to team up to defeat the evil Valentina Allegra de Fontaine from having them all killed and stop her new killing machine, Sentry, or Bob. A classic tale of putting others before yourself to achieve something greater. A ragtag group of kindred spirits who argue and fight but ultimately realize they are stronger together than apart. Let's just address the obvious right now. None of these motherfuckers are the Avengers. This is the B team, or maybe even the C team. And that's where the charm lies here. They don't have cool ass powers. As Yelena even says in the movie, is all we can do is punch and shoot? Starving Tony Stark at the beginning of Endgame could beat these dudes. In the Avenger days, Hawkeye and Widow were kind of the regular guys, and they would kick the shit out of these dudes. So what's the appeal, right? That's the appeal right there. All of these heroes, if you will, feel like real people. People who you can relate to. Yelena is having issues with her father and coping with her sister being gone. Captain is dealing with his family leaving him. Bucky is trying to retain his seat and power by doing real work. And Bob is overcoming addictions and personality disorders. I'm sure we can relate to one or more of these characters at a given moment in this movie. And that's kind of refreshing for a change. These guys kind of suck. Sure, they skilled combat fighters and have a couple cool gadgets, but they get messed up a lot in this and make a lot of mistakes. I found a lot of these characters charming, so let's talk about them. First thing is, these guys made me laugh. They are funny, and not in that cheesy-ass one-liner Marvel kind of way. They have genuine charm. Florence Pugh has really made herself a household name at this point, and I'm a fan of her. In this film, she is a great lead, even with that shitty Russian accent. She kicks some ass and proves here that she can carry a film. And with some heavyweights, we obviously know the vets were good. David Harbour, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Sebastian Stan. They all play their roles to perfection, with my favorite being David Harbour. He always adds so much spice to the dish. But I want to talk about two of the standouts for me, Riot Russell and Lewis Pullman. These dudes really brought it in this. Wyatt Russell as the new soldier was great in this. Very flawed and human, yet redeemable and funny. He shows his chops here because you kind of hate him in the TV show and love him in this. Lewis Pullman, son of Bill Pullman, who's been one of the most reliable in the game for decades, was so convincing in this. I'm going to be real. He could go further than his dad if he plays his cards right. I see leading man qualities in him. The way he plays Sentry made me very interested in the comic adaptation of him. So I asked my homie who I run the podcast with about him, and he informed me about him and some of the history behind the character. Really cool stuff. Since we're talking about Sentry, let's talk about him and how he kind of moves this train forward. When we are introduced to him, it's obvious he's the wild card. There are no secrets or suspense or intrigue in this movie. You know what's going to happen from the moment the plot unfolds. Sentry evolves more than any character in this movie. We fight and beat ass through the runtime as we learn more and more about Sentry and why he is important to this, what he is, where he comes from, what his purpose is. And with that, our characters adjust to him. Throughout the film, we see them over and over fighting to save him, even though he's a bit of a nuisance. He's a glue that kind of holds these guys together until it inevitably falls apart. The way Pullman plays his character is great because he gives some strong character development with not a whole lot to chew on. And in the end, I gotta say, I did really like how they went about his character. It was cool and kind of fresh for a hero film because at this point, we've seen it all. We get some good visual effects in the closing scenes of the movie. With a little thing they did I thought was real cool. I won't talk about it in case you haven't seen it. But let's address the elephant here in the final acts of the movie. It looks just like Avengers Assemble. I mean, sheesh, it looks like they just copy and pasted the damn set. I mean, I know it's the new Avengers, but damn, could have made this a little more original. Did it have to take place in New York City? It just felt all too familiar. Yet they still managed to pull off something decent. But I'm not going to ignore the laziness there. They might as well have eaten shawarma too. Shit. Hell, maybe it was done on purpose. To bring comfort to the watcher as they see something familiar. The action in this film was pretty good. Tons of good fights between the heroes and, of course, NPCs. The limo scene in the desert was one of my favorites and one of the coolest scenes I've seen in a hero movie in a while. It's laced with thrills and humor, all while pushing the plot forward. That's what I talk about! I mean, I'm just going to be honest. This movie's strength all lies in its simplicity, familiarity, and safe playing. They went for what they knew, and if you want fans to get interested in your new franchise, you need to start it off right. And this was a decent start. Now, Thunderbolts 2 needs to take a few more swings. They will really need to build some more depth in these characters and up the stakes in the world around them, especially if it's going to call itself the New Avengers. And just because you're calling yourself the New Avengers doesn't mean you need to steal their whole formula, which is how this thing is starting. The people can see right through all the tricks and don't have time and definitely not money to waste on going to see the same carbon copy, watered down version of something that was once good. So as much as I did have fun with this movie, I fear it's inevitably gonna fall into a trap. Thunderbolts is a good way to start off the summer. It's fun, action-packed, and well-paced for a neat 2-hour runtime. Go see it with the family or friends, and no one will leave disappointed. So I'm going to give Thunderbolts a 7.7 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching my Thunderbolts review. Let me know if there's a film or topic you want me to review. If you made it this far, like and subscribe. Help me hit my goal, 700 subs by the end of spring. Follow me on Letterboxd, Ralph Vader. It's linked below. I got a podcast with my buddy, The Cutting Room Floor. I'll link that below for more movie content. I will be back next week. And don't forget the popcorn.